thank you for tuning in to my 2606th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar Carboni. Welcome, traders. Welcome. It's Monday night. This video coming at you on a Monday night for trading Tuesday, July 18, 2023. And like every day that we trade, it's a very risky endeavor. So before we speak about the topics on the board, we'll talk about risk. Traders never, ever get into a position without putting your stops in first before you even start to trade. Now, we have had a great run. Thank you, OMNI. I am talking since the last week of May, all 4 weeks of June, the last 2.5 weeks of July. I don't think I can remember 4 losing sessions from OMNI. We have just killed it week after week. But every now and then, OMNI is going to get one wrong. Today, we had an 8-point loss in Russell. Now, our wins have been ginormous, and our loss was 8 points. Thank you again, OMNI. But we had a loss. The stop was in. The stop never got hit. Towards the end of the day, we ended up getting out, and taking our small loss. But it could have been ginormous without the stop. Put your stops in, put them in first. I am 42 years doing this, and we had a losing day today, right? These things can happen. Make sure you put your stops in. All right, so for trading on the 18th of July, I have some topics on the board. First one is this. After only 1 day of mixed signals, in other words, OMNI was bullish, gave me 1 day of mixed signals today. The OMNI goes right back into buy the dips mode, and even the S&P, NASDAQ, Russell, and stocks for trading Monday night through Tuesday, and for the rest of, Tuesday's session, we take this 1 day at a time. So, OMNI's right back in the mode, baby. Buy the dips. You cannot keep a good bull down, can you? Looked like it was going to come down a little. Transportation average was down 4 days in a row, but not the ES, not the NASDAQ, not the Rust. They don't want to hear about the downside. All right, great, we'll buy the dips. Number 2 on the board, mpwr, monolithic power. I've got a target for you. Now, a story. About 10 days ago, a friend of mine called and said, Oscar, can you do some research, come up with some stocks that may be profitable when earnings come out? I spent when I say 3 days, I spent 3 full days digging through charts, and I came up with mpwr, monolithic power. Now, this was last week on a Tuesday. I'm talking last week, not even this week. And that was my choice. Now, he kind of blew it off and said, Oscar, come on now. It's like a meme stock like you and everybody else. You're all the same out there on the internet. And kind of compared me with the other kids on the internet. Insulted me to my toes, but he did. And he told me I was like everyone else on the internet and blah, blah, blah. Well, F that. I am way better than you cats, and everybody out there knows it. I came up with mpwr, monolithic power, and I'll tell you what, it is really starting to go. And I will give all of you a target that may hit this week if they keep pushing it higher, so get ready for that in the chart segment. And then number 3, just a reminder, OmniCamp on the go. I'm going an OmniCamp on the road. Rockland County, doing an OmniCamp in a couple of weeks. I am so much looking forward to giving this a shot. But there's this. I host my OmniCamps here in Vegas on my turf. I haven't gone out to do an OmniCamp on your turf yet, so I thought I'd give this a whirl. I'm excited to do it. I can teach the Omni anywhere. It doesn't really matter. Here in Vegas is cool, but your town is cool too. So if this works out in Rockland County, and I really enjoy doing this camp away out of Vegas, and if the students get what I expect for them to get out of it, if all of that happens, I'll accept more applications for an OmniCamp on the road. Right now, of course, I'll take applications for an OmniCamp in Vegas, but OmniCamp on the road, I don't know if I want to do another one yet, kid. You got to sit tight. I don't know if I'm coming to you until after I do this one, which will happen the last week of July, first week of August. I'll be in New York doing my OmniCamp, and then I'll come back and tell you what happens. Although, you know me, we'll be doing videos from there. But if I like it, well, hey, turn me loose, baby. I'll go fly anywhere and do a camp. We'll see what happens. So that's OmniCamp on the go. Make sure on the road, if you will. Make sure that you contact me if you'd like for me to come to your city. But once again, I'm not going to say yes till after I see how this one goes. So, for trading on the 18th, remember, we have flipped right back to buying dips in even the S&P, NASDAQ, Russell, and in stocks. I've got a few stocks I'd like to show you, but this was absolutely my darling pick since last week. I'll show you where it is now and where it should go. And from there, we'll look at some great charts. We're about to go do that right now. I want to remind you, just subscribe to these videos. Make sure you do that. Like and share them. Put them out on the internet. I'd love to get more views, but whatever. I appreciate it if you want to help me with that. And then remember to say this to yourselves over and over again, especially if you're in a bad trade. Make sure you say this to yourselves and believe in it, because I kid you not, it even helps me, and I'm 43 years deep or somewhere around there in this game. Ready? Say this to yourself. Say it with me. Are you with me? 1, 2, 3. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll, traders. Now let's go look at some charts. So Omniacs, I just completed my first OmniCamp one-on-one, and I've read some of your emails and some of your questions, and let me say, please don't be concerned. Some of your emails were concerned whether or not you will get the undivided attention. Well, if you come out with a group of 6, like many have in the past, you will get the absolute undivided attention that you are expecting, and you will not leave Las Vegas nor OmniCamp without proving to me and the other students that you have learned Omni. It's very difficult to schedule 6 people, get them all together at a specific date, but one-on-one, you tell me what schedule fits for you, and that's the date we can have camp. If you want an OmniCamp one-on-one, just give me a call. Traders, E-mini S&P daily bar chart should look familiar to you by now. I've been showing you for months on end that we've been in a segment where we're getting a low up to a high, a higher low, a higher high, an even higher low than the last one, a higher high than the previous, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high. And that, my friends, is the definition of a bull market, right? So we know we're in a bull market. Nothing goes up every single day. Came down a little bit yesterday, went straight back up today, being Monday, and Omni's looking to buy it again, so rock and roll. Looking at the NASDAQ, take a look at the great support. Now, you've seen this very same note. When we were here in that circle, I pointed this out and said, look at all that great support. The average, the bottom of the pennant, the bottom of the much larger support, all happening at once. And it has exploded since then above this. But now, look, now it's going into a steeper upwards trajectory channel. And Omni's bullish. So I'm buying the dips on Tuesday. And then you've got the weekly NASDAQ. And traders, as you remember, I've had a lot of people tell me how wrong I was and argue with me and the whole 9 yards. And it didn't seem like anybody was calling the upside except for me and Ken Fisher out there when we called for the bottom down here. Now, granted, I've got friends that tell me that, oh, everybody was calling the bottom in February, Oscar, but that's total bullshit, I'll be honest with you. The truth is, there wasn't, everybody was running for the hills. Fund managers were locking in their funds in interest rates and bonds at 5.5%, and they were scared shit at this level. How dare them accuse and tell me I'm not the guy that started calling the bottom. I'm insulted, sir. You know who I'm talking about. In any event, yes, I called the bottom using charts, not thinking that I'm so smart that I've outsmarted the market. The chart said the bottom was in. Lots of arguing about that, but now the bottom has proved to be in. Since then, I showed you the bull flag, and that continued on. And now we're in this really steep trajectory channel. Just came out of an Oscarism known as an F flag. And now we're up here, and I'll bet we build another little bull flag and just keep on going. At least that's what the chart says for now. Nothing goes straight up, right? But we're heading up. And right now it's going up a bit more straight than usual. And basically, fund managers have been caught on the wrong side, or at least not positioned properly for this. And this is them getting in. I promise you, they're either covering shorts or getting into the market. Keep this in mind, though. We will have a double top up here. We still have a ways to go, but there will be a double top. When we get there, we'll talk about that if we approach it in the next couple of days. Apple. Traders, this is the market. Apple is the market. Apple is enormous. This gapped higher. It's like a breakaway gap, and will continue and go up and touch this because that's what it does, especially after touching this average Look, if you look, this orange average, just about every time you touch that average, you take off towards the upside. Now what's starting to happen since about here is you hit that average and you hit the top of the green. Hit the average, heading for the top of the green. Looking good so far. Nothing goes straight up, but Apple is a huge component to the market. It looks very bullish. Then look at this. Look at Tesla. Now this one you got to be careful because again, if we go up high enough, 313.80-ish will be a test of a double top. But Tesla looks fantastic. It is on its way. It's running nicely, so I like buying the dips there as well. Another component to the stock market, which is huge, especially the NASDAQ, so should take us higher. And here it is, baby. 625 is your target, very near future. mpwr, monolithic power. When I called my buddy with that, we were here. And I had this chart, it was all planned out, and I wanted to get us in for this move. So, okay, maybe he didn't take my word for it, but look at what happened so far. You know what I mean? It's approaching 600 already. We were in the 540s when I spotted this. So far, so good. Maybe next time my buddy will take the trades. We'll see what happens. But that was a very nice find, a very nice call, and I like it very much still. Keep your eyes on mpwr. Traders, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you all at livewithoscar.com.